All right. Hi, boys and girls. Here we are. We're doing Go Math, page 121, lesson 4.2. All right. We are going over show equal parts of a whole. So we said yesterday we learned that one whole or a whole part is a part of something that is not cut. So if you get a whole piece, if you get a whole cookie, then the cookie is not cut into pieces. If you get a whole pizza, then that whole pizza is not cut into any pieces. So whole means one. Whole means what? One. Very good. All right. It says here, how do you know if a shape is cut into halves, fourths, or eighths? We said halves are if you have to share something with you and your sister, or you and your sibling, or you and your friend, and you cut it in a half. How many parts are there in the half? Two. Very good. There are two equal parts in a half. That's something I didn't really emphasize on yesterday. When something is cut into a half, it's cut into two equal parts. The parts have to be equal. If the parts are not equal, then it's called unequal parts. The parts have to be equal. If something is cut into two equal parts, then it's cut into halves. Very good. I'm going to try that again. If something is cut into two equal parts, it's cut into halves. Very good. If something is cut into two unequal parts, it's what? Unequal. Good. It's called unequal parts. Very easy. Okay. If something is cut into four equal parts, then it's cut into what? Fourths. Very good. Fourths. Try that. Emphasize the THS. Fourths. Very good. If something is cut into 8 equal parts, then it's cut into eighths. Let's try saying that again. If something is cut into 8 equal parts, it's cut into eighths. Try that again. Eighths. Very good. Eighths. Okay. Let's look at these. It feels weird to say. Circle the shapes that show equal parts. So only the ones that show equal parts. Are all these parts equal? No. Yes, they are. They're all the same size, aren't they? If this was a Swiss roll and this is cut into 8 equal parts, is each part equal? Yeah. Is it fair if I pass this out and everybody gets a piece? Yeah. Yes, because they're all the same size. This is equal parts. So we're going to circle the shapes that show equal parts. This is equal. You can circle that. Okay. Let's look at the next one. Sorry, guys. I'm really trying my best with the screen. I know it's horrible, but I'm just trying my best. All right. Let's look here. Circle the shape that shows equal parts. Does this show equal parts? Yes. This shows two equal parts, which are halves. Very good. It doesn't ask us to tell them, but it just asks us to circle. So that's okay. We'll do that. Is this equal parts? No, these are not equal parts. This side is way bigger than this side. This is unequal parts, so we just don't do anything to it. Is this equal parts? No. That's unequal parts. Is this equal parts? No. That's unequal parts. Is this equal parts? Yeah. Is this equal parts? Yeah. Very good. That's all you're going to do on this page. So looking at the next page, it says you can draw to show equal parts of a whole. So this is an equal part of a whole because they're cut into halves. It says halves are two equal parts. I want you to take out your highlighter and highlight the word halves. Highlighter. Here it says fourths, 4 equal parts. Take out your highlighter and highlight the word fourths. Everybody say fourths. Fourths. Very good. Here it says eighths. Is 8 equal parts. Everybody say eighths. Eighths. Very good. I want you to highlight the word halves, fourths, eighths. My onliners, get out a highlighter if you have one, or a yellow marker will work. Highlight the word halves, fourths, and eighths. All right. There are 2 halves in a whole. There are 4 fourths in a whole. There are 8 eighths in a whole. Draw to show equal parts. So here they want you to draw eighths. I'm going to bring this up a little bit. Okay, so they want us to draw eighths here. That means we're going to cut this in 8 equal parts. So You're going to draw a line here, and it has to be equal parts. So you really need to just try your best to make the lines even. I know it's hard, but you need to just try. So eighths, that means a line here, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 eighths. Is that cut into eighths? Yes. So you need 1 horizontal line and 3 vertical lines. Number 2 is easy. It says cut into halves. You can either cut it this way or this way. It doesn't matter, but you need to try to make the pieces equal. So I'm just going to do it this way. Half. 3 is fourths. That's easy. Fourths. You're cutting it into 4 equal parts. I would cut it once horizontally and once vertically. Make sure that you try to make your little squares, each one as equal to the other as possible. It's not going to be perfect, but that's okay. We're trying. 4 halves. You can either cut it this way or this way, whatever you want, as long as it's cut into 2 equal parts. I'm going to cut it this way. Number 5, cutting it into fourths. That means 4 equal parts. You draw a line vertically and a line horizontally. Eighths, you need to cut it into eighths. That means you're drawing a line straight in the middle from the top to the bottom. And then you're going to draw 3 horizontal lines. 1, try to space them apart equally. 2, 3. Now you're going to count the parts and see, is that eighths? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, it is. All right, onliners, go ahead and try number 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 by yourself. Go ahead and cut those pieces into halves, fourths, eighths, halves, and fourths. Okay? You might need a ruler maybe to make your lines straight if you have one. Eyes on me.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Very good. Okay, let's move on. Let's look at number 13. Colton and 3 friends want to share a pizza equally. That's a key word. You better box it. Draw to show how the pizza should be divided. That's another key word. You better box it. Okay, equally and divided means you're cutting it into equal parts. Well, how many equal parts? Who can raise their hand and tell me? Leah? Dominique? Fourths. Very good. They tried to trick you when they said 3 friends, but you are too smart to be tricked. Very good. Colton wants to eat 2. Colton wants to eat 2. So there are 3 friends plus Colton, so it's being shared with how many people? 4. So you're going to cut it into fourths. You can draw a line down vertically and then another line horizontally, and that could be cut into 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. Okay. This is a multi-step problem. Before we do the problem, let's go ahead and watch Professor Berger and see if you can help us out. My onliners, I'm going to pause the video now. If you guys want to get on the Think Central website, that GoMath website, and watch the video for section 4.2, go ahead and do that now. All right, let's move on to the next problem. 14, it's a multi-step. Whitney draws a rectangle divided into halves. So they're divided into how many equal parts?
Half.
2. Very good, halves. Ben says that he can draw 3 lines. He can draw 3 lines on the rectangle to show eighths. He wants to show eighths. Use drawings and write to explain how he could do this. So he said basically that it's already cut into halves. Now there's more people he needs to share it with, so he needs to cut it into eighths. Let's imagine that this is a pizza. The pizza is already cut into half. You cannot use glue and glue it back together. You have to figure out a way to cut it into 8 equal parts now because more friends came, and you can't just eat in front of them while they're looking at you. That's rude. You want to share with the 8 people, right? Okay. So what do you do now? Well, this is cut already in a half. I'm just going to trace that so you can see it better. Okay? And then let's see, this is a guess and check one where you kind of have to try. Let's try doing it horizontally as well. It's cut into what now? Fourths. What if I draw another vertical line here? Is that even equal parts? No. What if I draw another one here? Is that equal parts?
Yes.
Is it 8 parts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now it's 8 equal parts. So Ben says that he can draw 3 lines on the rectangle, and that's what I did. 1, 2, and 3 to show 8s. Use drawings and write to explain how he could do this. And I already said you could draw 2 more vertical lines. Vertical means up and down. Horizontal means side to side. The way you can always remember that is horizon. What is a horizon? If I say, oh, I woke up so early, I saw the horizon. The horizon is the sun coming up or down. Up. So when the sun comes up, does the sun come up like this, or does the sun come up like this? The sun comes up like this. This is why this is called horizontal. Horizontal means side to side, and vertical is the opposite, which means up and down. So we drew 2 vertical lines, and we drew 1 horizontal line. So explain how he could do this. You can, in your head, draw 2 vertical lines, and I'm going to move my head in a second, so don't freak out, and 1 horizontal line to cut, what is this? Cut what? The rectangle into 8s. To cut the rectangle into 8s. Okay. Onliners, I'm going to move this up a little bit so you can see it, but I can't keep it up forever because it doesn't reach. The charger is going to fall out, the computer will turn off. So, there. So, I'll read it again. It says, you can draw 2 vertical lines and 1 horizontal line to cut the rectangle into 8s. Period. And this is the hot, spicy question number 14 on page 123. Okay, now you're going to work on the rest of this module by yourself. So you're going to do page 124 to 126 on your own and turn it into the Google Classroom. Okay? Have fun learning math. If you have any questions, let me know.